Have you ever realized that sometimes the best lesson don't happen in the classroom? For me, it's our SULAM Spark project. Hi everyone, I am Noor Hafizah binti Cik Muhammad Noor. My student ID is 2023298722. I am a TESOL student from UiTM campus Puncak Alam. On June 14, 2026, there were 61 of us from 5 different major educations, which are TESOL, Hafizah, Chemistry, Physics and Biology. We have teamed up with 70 amazing kids at Pertubuhan Kebajikan Anak Yatim dan Miskin, Sungai Pinang in Klang for our SULAM project. It is a project under the course SCE523, which is Science, Technology and Society. And our mission, it is simple. It lies on the title of the project itself, which is we want to bring science, play, active learning, reflection and kindness to life. So here is what the journey has taught me. Going through this project from the start to finish was an absolute masterclass in event management, I would say. I was a part of the program bureau, and honestly, I realized that organizing an event was not simply about preparing the activities, but the processes that are happening in between and behind the scenes. Our journey began with the election of committee members, followed by meetings, brainstorming, planning, discussions, and also rehearsals and revision to make sure that the activity and the program of the D-Day will happen smoothly. And as a part of the program bureau, my responsibilities included planning the flow of the activities, preparing the tentative program, distributing tasks among facilitators, and ensuring every activity could run smoothly from beginning to end. And it sounds straightforward, but in reality, every small decision matters. And one thing I learned throughout this project is that good planning requires flexibility. We could spend weeks preparing the perfect schedule, yet on the actual day, there were unexpected situations happen. For example, some planned activities had to be rescheduled due to time constraints and later unexpected weather. And because of those consequences, we are forced to move several sessions indoors. So instead of panicking, everyone worked together and adapt quickly so that the program could continue without affecting the children's experience. Watching our committee remain calm under pressure has taught me that successful committee members are not those who avoid problems, but those who know how to respond when problems arise. Of course, there's no journey without challenges. The job scope of a program bureau might sound neat on paper, like planning activities and distributing duties, but real life doesn't always read the tentative. The challenges are divided into 2 categories, which are before and during the project. So before the program, the first challenge is communication. One of the biggest challenge, because everyone is from the different courses, right? We don't share the same schedule, so we rarely meet face to face but online. There were moments when plans need to be changed, activities need to be adjusted. Most of the communication happens online through WhatsApp, so it depends on the responsibility of the individual whether they want to take part in the discussion or whether they want to take note on the news shared by the program bureau. Secondly is age gap, because our participants from the Rumah Anak Yatim aged from 6 to 17 years old. So designing activities like the 5-station explorers require adjustment so that every child felt included. For example, for TESOL booth, we prepared questions at 3 levels, which are easy, intermediate and difficult. So the booth facilitators play a role in choosing the appropriate level of questions based on the children who arrive at the booth at the moment. For example, if the children were 16-year-old and the facilitator may ask them difficult questions. And the third challenge is balance, because we want to create a program that balance both educational objectives and also the participants' enjoyment. So we have to carefully consider the duration of each activity and the movement between stations and also the contingency plans in case something unexpected happen. It helps us to think critically, to stay organized if we have last-minute adjustment. So moving on to the challenges during the activity, which is time constraints. The first is time constraints, because after the ice-breaking session, we got carried away because everyone was so excited with the teamwork activities and it delayed the next activity. Hence, we had to cut the initial mini games and immediately move to the intended activity. And it taught us to prioritize the core learning goals instead of focusing on the rigid schedules. And second challenge is weather condition, which is during our closing ceremony, heavy rain poured down, and despite limited space in the hall, we had to squeeze in 70 children, 61 facilitators, and also our lecturers and also other guests. So as program planners, we rearrange the floor layouts, we keep the core teams inside, those who are needed inside, and while the logistical support covered the sheltered outdoor areas. So we have to divide it like that. Navigating those curveballs taught me values that no textbooks could ever teach. First is teamwork, of course. Organizing a program of this huge would have been impossible without trusting one another and working towards the same goal. And secondly, I developed responsibility because every task, no matter how small, contributed to the program's success. So for example, completing my responsibilities on time meant that helping the entire team to move forward, because if I didn't finish mine, others couldn't continue theirs. Thirdly, I also learned adaptability. I understand that plans don't always go perfectly, but being able to adjust calmly is just as important as making the plan itself. The fourth one, I strengthened my sense of empathy and social responsibility. Spending time with the children reminded me that education is not only about teaching knowledge, but also create the meaningful experience and build confidence among them. Looking forward, I also realized that the most meaningful part of the program wasn't just seeing everything run according to the schedule, but it was the smiles that lay on the children's faces. It's like watching them become excited during this science experiment and confidently participate in the English activities reminded me of why community service matter, and it showed me that even simple activities can have a meaningful impact when planned with genuine care. So in the future, I aspire to become a teacher who is not only prepared academically but also capable of organizing meaningful learning experiences beyond the classroom. In this opportunity, I would like to thank our lecturers, our committee members, and the wonderful kids of Kampung Sungai Pinang. Thank you for watching, everyone.